Hello everybody and welcome back to Mode of Transport. We are back with a brand new episode. I told you we'd be going off-road and I wasn't lying. This week we have an amazing vehicle that I personally would love to own. It is the 2020 Jeep Wrangler Gladiator. This one in specific has been fully built by Front Runner Outfitters and they did an amazing job. It's actually perfect. I want it just like this and I wouldn't change a single thing. Before I get started, mega huge shout out to Mason and Tanner who captured this footage. You guys are incredible and you did an amazing job, so thank you guys. I mean, there's honestly not a ton I can say about this car other than it's sick. It's got everything you need. Some of you didn't even know that Jeep made a truck with like a truck bed, but they did as of this year, and I think it's great. Stock, I'm not a huge fan of how they look stock, but if you do it like Front Runner Outfitters did, it looks incredible. You really need some 37s on there, which is what they have, which makes it look nice and beefy. I think Jeeps have always been pretty Jeepy, which what I mean by that is not too comfortable, not too fast, pretty bare bones and raw. Until the new one in 2019, I think Jeep really stepped it up that year and made it into more of a car. And what I mean by that is it's quieter, it's got a nicer ride, a few more amenities inside, and it's the first year that a Jeep has actually felt like not a Jeep, which is good and bad. If you're a big Jeep fan, it could be bad. I'm in the middle. I'd still probably buy an old one. However, I would buy the Gladiator. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great idea. I think it's just a super cool truck and I would love to build one. Front Runner Outfitters did a perfect job with theirs. And it's actually pretty affordable too. The base model of the Gladiator starts at around $35,000 and you can take it all the way up to around $45,000 if you get the Rubicon, which is pretty beast. The base model Gladiator will ship with a 3.6 liter V6 making 285 horsepower. The Jeep Wrangler Gladiator is 31 inches longer than the standard Jeep and adds an extra 19 inches on the wheelbase. This obviously increases space for the passengers, which is great, and Jeep says that it increases performance and handling, which is also great. It's smaller than your traditional truck. When you see it side by side on the road, it doesn't strike you as like a big, large truck, but it still has that Jeep feel because it's a little bit smaller. And it's kind of an interesting vehicle. Fun, I think honestly fun is just straight up like a 10 because, well, I mean, it's a Jeep. You can take the roof and the doors off if you didn't know, and like that's probably the coolest thing ever. Like you thought a convertible was cool? No. What's cooler is taking also the doors off after you've taken the roof off. That's cool. Economical, it is actually very economical. Gas mileage is better than the previous models and starting at $35,000, it doesn't exactly put a hurt on your pocket, so let's give it like an 8 economical. Safe, Jeeps notoriously aren't that safe of vehicles, which I don't like to say, but they are built tough and you are basically riding above people, so if you factor that into your dangerous driving conditions, it helps it a little bit, but I'm still gonna give it like a 5 safe. And then cool, I mean, if we're rating the specific Jeep that was in this video, that's a 10 cool. Again, Front Runner Outfitters, incredible job. I think it's perfect. That's a 10 cool. You could take this thing anywhere, eats up the trails, camp in it, you name it. And guys, that has been it for this episode of Mode of Transport. Again, huge shout out to Mason and Tanner. Please give them a follow. They legitimately made this episode possible. Amazing job. So thank you boys, appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow them. And I'll see you next week for something a little bit quieter.